Hi everyone. Today's lesson is on solving inequalities by multiplying and dividing. This is a copy of the activity lab we're going to be doing in class. If you want to get a little head start on it, feel free to take a look at it now. But we will be doing this as a class activity when we meet again, if it ever stops snowing. Okay, solve. P divided by 3 is greater than or equal to -2. Now pretend like it is a regular equation, and to undo dividing by 3, we're going to multiply by 3 on both sides to get P by itself. And we end up with P is greater than or equal to -6. So when we plot this, we're going to put a closed circle at -6, and since P is greater than, we're going to shade in the number line to the right. I keep telling you guys, you always want to check your answer. So let's pick a number in our shading. In this case, I took 3, plug it into our original inequality, and we have 3 divided by 3. Is that greater than or equal to -2? 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 1 is definitely greater than -2, so we solved it correctly. Next we have 3 times P is greater than -9. We're going to divide each side by 3. We want to get P by itself, just like we did with our equations. And we have P is greater than -3. Open circle at -3. And we're going to shade over to the right on this one. Again, you want to check your work, so pick a number in the answer solution. I chose 10. 3 times 10 is greater than -9. And in fact, 30 is greater than -9, so we shaded correctly. 4 times P is less than -8. Again, we want to get P by itself. We want to isolate the variable, so we're going to divide each side by 4. And we end up with P is less than -2. Open circle at -2, and we're going to shade to the left on this one. Again, pick something in your solution set, in your answers, your shaded area, substitute it into the original equation and see if it works. I chose -9 on this one, so 4 times -9 is that less than -8. And we end up with -36 is in fact less than -8. So it does check out. Now we have P divided by -3 is greater than 2. We're going to multiply each side by -3. We want to get P by itself, and we end up with P is greater than -6. Here's our number line, an open circle at -6, and we're going to shade over to the right. Okay, I keep telling you, you want to make sure that you pick something in your answer solution in the shaded area, plug it into the original inequality, and make sure it works. So in this case, I picked 3. 3 over -3 is greater than 2. -1 is greater than 2. Did I do that right? Hang on. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. -1 greater than 2. Let's go back. Maybe I messed up here. No, we're going to undo dividing by -3 by multiplying by -3. And positive times a negative is a negative. But it doesn't work. Ah! See why I say you have to check your work? Let's see. Let's try again. Here's the same problem. We're going to multiply by -3. But if I get P is less than, if I take the sign and I flip it and shade the other way, let's see if that works. -9 divided by -3 is greater than 2. And then we end up with 3 is greater than 2. Okay, this way works. See how important it is to check your inequalities? When you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number, you must reverse the symbol. If it's greater than, it becomes less than. If it's greater than or equal to, becomes less than or equal to. This, see, red, super important. You have to remember that. And it's only when we're dividing or multiplying by a negative on both sides. Keep that in mind, because sometimes people think when we have a problem like this, r divided by 5 is less than or equal to negative 4. We're going to multiply each side by positive 5, but we don't change the symbols. Yes, there's a negative here, but the number that we're multiplying both sides by is positive, so we do not flip the sign. Okay, don't let that confuse you. We end up with r is less than or equal to negative 20. Close circle at negative 20. Yes, my number line got a little sloppy here. And we're going to shade to the left. Pick an answer in the shaded area. Plug it in, make sure it works. Negative 25 divided by 5 is less than or equal to negative 4. And for our answer, we get negative 5 is, in fact, less than negative 4. So it does check. Okay, but please remember that when you're dividing or multiplying, it's the number you're multiplying or dividing both sides by that has to be the negative in order for you to flip the sign. Okay, again, very, very important. Don't forget it. And always remember to check your answers.